Shalom. I am Rabbi David. Today, I am going to share a spiritual warning that could completely change the financial energy of your home. If you look at modern interior design trends, you will see a massive push toward dark, moody aesthetics. Magazines and influencers tell you that painting your walls black, buying black furniture, and creating a dark environment is sophisticated, modern, and luxurious. But the ancient Kabbalists and the sages of the Talmud would look at these modern homes with absolute horror. They understood something about the spiritual mechanics of the universe that modern designers have completely forgotten. They understood that your home is not just a physical structure, it is a spiritual vessel. And the colors you choose to fill that vessel with act as a frequency antenna, attracting either divine abundance or severe financial restriction. Today, I am going to reveal the one color that the Jewish mystical tradition warns against using excessively in your home, why it acts as a magnet for bad luck and poverty, and exactly what you need to do to reverse this energy and open the floodgates of wealth. To understand the danger of this color, we have to look at the Kabbalistic understanding of light and darkness. In the Zohar, the foundational text of Jewish mysticism, the universe is described as an interplay between the forces of giving and the forces of restriction. The ultimate source of all wealth, health, and blessing is the Ein Sof, the infinite light of the Creator. This light is entirely giving, entirely expansive, and entirely pure. It is associated with the color white. But there is another side to the spiritual realm, known in Aramaic as the Sitra Achra, the other side. This is the realm of severe judgment, restriction, and concealment. It is the energy that blocks the flow of abundance. And the color associated with the ultimate concealment of light is black. When you paint your walls black, when you fill your living space with dark, heavy colors, you are not just making a design choice, you are making a spiritual declaration. You are creating an environment that resonates with the frequency of the Sitra Achra. You are building a physical space that actively absorbs and conceals the divine light of abundance. And for those who are truly serious about accelerating their journey, for a limited time, I am opening the doors to the Torah Millionaire Business School for just $299. This is where I unveil the complete Torah wealth system. It is the full architecture of ancient wisdom applied to modern financial transformation. The doors are closing soon, so check the link in the comments. The Talmud in Tractate Megillah teaches that a Jewish home is meant to be a mikdash me'at, a miniature sanctuary. It is supposed to reflect the energy of the Holy Temple in Jerusalem. If you study the Torah's description of the temple, you will notice a very specific color palette. The garments of the high priest on Yom Kippur were pure white linen. The menorah was solid, shining gold. The tapestries were woven with teshlei, a brilliant sky blue. There was no black in the sanctuary. The temple was designed to be a massive spiritual reflector, bouncing the divine light of abundance out into the world. When you turn your home into a dark black cave, you are doing the exact opposite. You are creating a spiritual black hole. Black absorbs all light and reflects nothing back. In the realm of wealth, this translates to a poverty mindset. It creates an energy of hoarding, fear, and restriction. Money may come into a dark house, but it will not grow there, and it will not bring joy. It will be swallowed by the heavy, restrictive energy of the space. Let me tell you about a couple named Ethan and Chloe. They were both highly successful architects who had just designed and built their dream home. It was a masterpiece of modern minimalist design, but it was incredibly dark. The exterior was matte black. The interior walls were dark charcoal. The floors were black slate. It looked like something out of a high-end architectural magazine. But almost immediately after moving in, their lives began to unravel. Ethan's firm lost 2 major contracts. Chloe developed severe anxiety and could not sleep. They were constantly arguing about money, even though they had plenty of it in the bank. The atmosphere in the house was suffocating. They came to me looking for a spiritual solution. I visited their home, and the moment I walked through the door, I felt the restriction. I told them that their house was a beautiful tomb. They had designed a space that perfectly resonated with the energy of concealment. I instructed them to make immediate changes. They did not have to tear the house down, but they had to break the darkness. I told them to paint the entryway pure white, to bring in massive amounts of natural light, and to introduce elements of gold and blue into their living spaces. Chloe was resistant at first, arguing that it would ruin the aesthetic, but Ethan was desperate enough to try. They painted the main living areas white and added bright, reflective art. The shift in the energy was instantaneous. The house felt lighter, literally and spiritually. Within a month, Chloe's anxiety subsided. Ethan secured a new contract that replaced the ones he had lost. They had stopped fighting the spiritual mechanics of the universe and started cooperating with them. This principle of color and energy extends beyond just the paint on your walls. It applies to the objects you surround yourself with, the clothes you wear during important financial decisions, and the overall visual frequency of your life. The Talmud teaches that a person's environment has a direct impact on their soul. When you are surrounded by darkness, your soul contracts. When your soul contracts, your ability to perceive opportunity contracts. You stop seeing the open doors and you only see the obstacles. Wealth requires an expansive mindset. It requires the ability to see possibilities where others see dead ends. You cannot maintain an expansive mindset in a restrictive environment. The physical darkness of your home will eventually become the psychological darkness of your mind. This is why the Jewish tradition places such a heavy emphasis on bringing light into the home, especially on Shabbat. We light candles not just to see in the dark, but to actively push back the spiritual forces of concealment. Every flame you ignite, every white wall you paint, is a rebellion against the Sitra Achra. It is a declaration that you choose abundance over restriction. The danger of black is particularly acute at the entrance of your home. In Jewish tradition, the doorway is a critical spiritual threshold. This is why we place a mezuzah on the doorpost. The mezuzah is a scroll containing the words of the Shema, declaring the unity of God. It acts as a spiritual security system, filtering the energy that enters your home and ensuring that only blessing crosses the threshold. But if you paint your front door black, or if you have a dark, shadowy entryway, you are creating a severe energetic conflict. You are placing the ultimate symbol of divine light, the mezuzah, in an environment of ultimate concealment. You are confusing the spiritual frequency of your home. The entrance to your home should be bright, welcoming, and expansive. It should signal to the universe that you are open to receiving blessing. When you have a dark, imposing entrance, you are subconsciously telling the world and the angels of wealth to stay away. You are projecting an energy of defense and fear rather than an energy of trust and abundance. Consider the story of a man named Gabriel. Gabriel was a real estate agent who was going through a terrible dry spell. For 6 months, he had not closed a single deal. Every transaction fell through at the last minute. He was burning through his savings and was on the verge of quitting the industry. I asked Gabriel to describe his home office, where he did all of his prospecting and negotiating. He proudly told me that he had recently redecorated it to look like a high-powered executive suite. He had painted the walls a deep, dark navy that was almost black, bought a massive black mahogany desk, and installed heavy blackout curtains. He thought it made him look authoritative. I told Gabriel that he had built a prison cell for his income. He was trying to attract expansive, flowing wealth while sitting in a room that screamed restriction and concealment. I gave him a very specific assignment. I told him to move his desk out of that dark room immediately. I told him to set up a temporary workspace in his dining room, which had white walls and large windows facing the morning sun. I told him to work there for 30 days. Gabriel thought it was ridiculous, but he had nothing to lose. He moved his laptop to the bright, sunlit dining table. The change in his own psychology was profound. In the dark office, he felt heavy, serious, and stressed. In the bright room, he felt energized, optimistic, and clear-headed. His phone calls sounded different. His negotiations were more fluid. In the third week of working in the light, he closed a massive commercial property deal that covered his entire year's salary. The dark room had been suppressing his natural charisma and blocking his financial flow. Gabriel's experience is not an isolated incident. I have seen this pattern repeated hundreds of times. People who are struggling financially almost always have an environment that reflects their internal state of restriction. They live in cluttered, dark, heavy spaces. They think they are saving money by not investing in their environment, but they are actually costing themselves millions in lost opportunities. Your environment is the physical manifestation of your financial consciousness. If you want to change your bank account, you must first change your environment. You must ruthlessly eliminate the dark, heavy, restrictive elements from your home and your workspace. You must treat your home like a sacred vessel designed to catch the rain of divine blessing. If the vessel is full of darkness, there is no room for the light to enter. By consciously choosing colors of expansion, white, gold, and blue, you are actively expanding the capacity of your vessel. You are making room for the wealth to arrive. The solution to this is not to banish the color black from your life entirely. In Kabbalah, there is a concept that everything in creation has a purpose when used in its proper proportion. Black is the color of ink on the Torah scroll. Without the black ink, the white parchment cannot be read. Black provides boundaries, definition, and structure. But the white space must always dominate. The light must always be greater than the restriction. If you have black accents in your home, a piece of furniture, a picture frame, a rug, that is perfectly fine. It provides grounding. But when black becomes the dominant frequency of your living space, you have inverted the spiritual order. You have allowed the restriction to overpower the light. You must ensure that the dominant energy of your home is expansive, bright, and reflective. If you look around your home right now and realize that you have created an environment of darkness, do not panic. You can shift the energy today. Start by opening the blinds and letting the physical sunlight in. Light is the physical manifestation of the Ein Sof. Then, look at your dominant walls and large pieces of furniture. If they are dark and heavy, balance them with bright, reflective elements. Bring in the colors of the temple, white for purity and expansive giving, gold for the reflection of divine light, and blue for the connection to the heavens. Make sure your entryway is the brightest, most welcoming part of your house. When you do this, you are not just redecorating. You are performing a spiritual realignment. You are telling the Creator that your home is a vessel ready to receive His infinite blessing. You are transforming your house from a place of restriction into a magnet for wealth. Let me share one more story to illustrate the power of this transformation. A woman named Rachel came to me in a state of total despair. She was a brilliant software developer who had been trying to launch her own tech startup for 3 years. Every time she got close to securing funding, the investors would pull out. She was living in a small, cramped apartment that she had painted entirely in dark, moody colors because she thought it helped her focus on her coding. She had black walls, black curtains, and a massive black desk. She rarely opened the windows. I told Rachel that she was coding in a spiritual vacuum. She was trying to build a company that required massive expansion and visionary thinking, but she was doing it in an environment that screamed restriction and fear. I challenged her to completely overhaul her workspace. I told her to paint the walls a bright, crisp white, to buy a light-colored desk, and to keep the curtains open all day. Rachel was skeptical, but she was also exhausted and willing to try anything. She spent a weekend repainting and reorganizing. The following Monday, she sat down at her new bright desk. She told me later that for the first time in years, she felt a sense of profound hope. The physical lightness of the room translated into a mental lightness. 2 weeks later, she had a pitch meeting with a major venture capital firm. Instead of feeling anxious and restricted, she felt expansive and confident. She delivered the best pitch of her life and secured a $2 million seed round. The dark room had been holding her back. The light room set her free. This is the ultimate lesson of the Jewish mystical tradition regarding your environment. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the architect of your reality. The colors you choose, the light you allow in, and the physical space you create are all active participants in your financial destiny. The banks and the modern economy want you to believe that wealth is purely a matter of spreadsheets and interest rates. They want you to ignore the spiritual mechanics of the universe because when you are spiritually blind, you are easy to control. But the Torah teaches that true wealth begins in the unseen realms. It begins with the energy you cultivate in your own home. When you banish the excessive darkness and invite in the light, you are aligning yourself with the infinite abundance of the Creator. You are declaring that you are ready to receive. Tell me in the comments below what the dominant color of your home is right now. Are you living in a space of light and expansion or a space of darkness and restriction? I read every single comment, and I want to see who is ready to optimize the spiritual frequency of their environment. If this video opened your eyes to the hidden mechanics of wealth, subscribe to this channel. I am dedicated to bringing you the deepest, most transformative teachings of the Jewish tradition. Remember, your home is your sanctuary. Fill it with light, and the wealth will follow. Shalom. And until next time. But before you go, I know what some of you are thinking. You are thinking that paint colors cannot possibly affect your bank account. You are thinking that this sounds like superstition and that hard work is the only thing that matters. This is the tragic flaw of the purely material mindset. Hard work is essential, yes, but hard work in an environment of spiritual restriction is like trying to drive a car with the parking brake on. You will burn out your engine and get nowhere. The physical world and the spiritual world are deeply interconnected. The environment you create physically dictates the energy you experience spiritually. Do not let modern design trends blind you to ancient spiritual truths. You might also be thinking that you do not have the money to completely redecorate your home right now. You might be living in a rented apartment where you are not allowed to paint the walls. Do not let this become an excuse for inaction. The spiritual mechanics of light and darkness do not require a massive budget. If you cannot paint the walls, you can buy a white slipcover for a dark sofa. You can replace heavy, dark curtains with sheer, light-colored ones. You can bring in a bright, reflective mirror to bounce the natural light around the room. You can ensure that your workspace is always illuminated and clean. The Creator does not demand perfection. He demands intention. When you take whatever small steps you can to bring light into your environment, you are signaling your readiness to receive. You are proving that you understand the assignment. The universe responds to intention far more than it responds to money. Start where you are, use what you have, and watch how the energy begins to shift. This is the true meaning of taking dominion over your environment. You do not need to be a millionaire to start acting like one spiritually. You just need to be awake to the forces that govern the universe. And if you are truly serious about accelerating your journey and applying these principles at the highest level for a limited time, I am opening the doors to the Torah Millionaire Business School for just $299. This is where I unveil the complete Torah wealth system, the full architecture of ancient wisdom applied to modern financial transformation. The doors are closing soon. The link is in the comments. I look forward to seeing you inside and helping you build the wealth you were destined to create.